Stop falling for the female conservative speed running grift. Let's get it. All right, guys, welcome to another edition of Nuclear Reactions. Glad to have you guys here. Today, we're going to talk about the N-word chick, right? It seems like there's going to be an escalation this year to how controversial certain women want to be in order to build their brand, their conservative brand, and the lengths they're willing to go just to be respected or have a brand in the first place. So, all right, let's get right into it, guys. So recently, if you guys haven't heard, I'm sure a lot of you have. There's this chick. Her name is Lily. She is from South Carolina, something like that. And she's a a regular TikTok girl. Makes videos of her in the car or getting ready or cooking. Doing mundane stuff, right? Just like any other TikTok girl. But in one of these videos, she decides to say the N word. And it paid off, right? In terms of engagement, it really, really paid off. And you may think, well, why would she say that? And why is she now a celebrity, or at least the main character this week on Twitter and on whatever other apps she's broadcasting to? And we're going to get into that. And we're going to get into why conservative men, the intersectional dynamics part of this, why conservative men fall for this, or men in general, fall for this type of women, or for this ruse, or for this kind of display and all that stuff. So so I'm going to play the video. I don't know if I'm allowed to play the video because she does say the N-word. I don't know if anyone can help me with the TOS on that, but yeah, let's see. All right, so let me just open up the share screen here. All right, so I have her profile open on Twitter, and here is the video that went viral.
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass niggas, and they don't care. We don't give a fuck about your money. I couldn't care less about your fucking money, okay?
Okay, so first thing you notice is that she doesn't use the hard R. She uses the A, the colloquial A ending to the word, right? Cool thing about being Latino and being brown, I am 100% allowed to use this, and none of my friends have ever said anything, and I'm actually encouraged to use it, right? So let's get that out the way. Number two is that she's not even talking about anything political. She's talking about common problem that women complain and bitch about online, is that she doesn't want to marry a broke man, right? Your typical superficial pre-selection TikTok, look how awesome I am because I have better standards than the average woman, blah, 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 right? So this had nothing to do with her political views or anything like that. It's just basically your typical silly, I'm going to try to say something controversial to 50% of the population on Earth, try to get a rise out of them and go viral, right? Yeah, and that's basically the video. And then throughout her timeline, she's constantly doubling down, making excuses, trying to aggrandize her behavior online as something something big, right? And there we go. We got big accounts like Andrew Tate and ZV Bear and all that stuff. Obviously Andrew Tate we know who he is, and ZV Bear is more of like his brand is built on that he finds white women more attractive than black women, right? That's basically his whole brand. And it's very controversial in the black community to openly say it as a black man, and that's his brand, right? And her brand is I'm a young white gal that said the N-word. Nothing to do with politics, just, hey, I said the N-word. And then it became a big deal. Everyone latched onto this, and everyone has an opinion, right? Okay. So we got a $20 super chat from Fred Jacobs. You get one of these, sir. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Best friend.
All right. So Fred Jacobs with the $20. Thank you, sir. Very kind of you. This is why I don't take any of these political LARPs online seriously anymore. It's all marketing, and she doesn't even seem smart enough to truly capitalize. She's doing basic 2020 era gender discourse, but edgier. Right. It's been done, but yeah, there's an escalation thing, right? We've had several women in these that post on Twitter or TikTok or whatever, and they've all been more controversial than the last, and it's all has something to do. It ends up being something very controversial within the morality of their space, right? So if conservative influencers posting half nude pics or trying to do mundane things like bake a cake, but with an incredibly tight shirt, right? And then acting like, what do you mean? You guys are just, uh, perverted and all that stuff. Why would you even notice that, right? So yeah, it's basically the same old, right? But we're gonna get into why this is a thing and um why women are very incentivized to do this, or why are they doing it in the first place, right? So yeah, as we go through the timeline, she continues to uh you know she continues to double down, triple down, trying to make it a brand. She posts uh that she got fired, right? And for the time being, being fired seems worth it for this amount of clout and infamy and attention, right? So she's getting hit up by big podcasts and all that stuff just because she said one word on a 12-minute TikTok, right? Um, all right, so this is a life cycle. We all understand this life cycle and all that stuff. For women, basically, they do something controversial. For anyone, right? Let's focus on women right now. They say something controversial within their space, and then they get invited to a whole bunch of podcasts. And the thing is, with being an influencer, making content, right? If you're going to go that route, you have to provide value to your audience, right? And the value can't just be, I said the N word forever. That's, eventually you're going to have to talk about something, entertain, uh, you're going to have to inform, you're going to have to do something, right? That so your audience can be satisfied, right? She created her audience, right? Is disaffected, powerless dudes, white men, right? Men that don't really have a lot of power in the world, and they decide, hey, this girl speaks for me because she said a word that I for a group of people that I don't like or I think are responsible for the downfall of the society, right? However you feel about that, that's okay. This is America, but the thing is, uh, that's what it is, right? When someone goes up and says something controversial, they become the voice of everyone that has that belief, but is too scared, doesn't have the platform, the power, or the energy to say those beliefs on a public platform, right? She is now unemployed, and she's probably going to get employed by someone else. She's going to be put somewhere on some show, or she's going to get a position as an influencer, right? And it's going to be very difficult, right, to maintain that image. Because first off, everyone on the internet has the memory of a goldfish. We don't forget, but we move on. We're like, okay, we that happened. What's next, right? So, what are the reasons that influencers lose uh, touch with reality, right? There's really 7 reasons. Echo chambers, meaning like, yeah, she has people mad at her and all that stuff, but she has more people agreeing with her and be like, come on my show, you're so great. And then she's gonna come on all these shows and they're gonna be like, I agree with you so much, right? And that's number 2, constant validation, as you see on the timeline, just why any other person is uh you know uh telling her she's awesome and great and she's smart and she knows everything because she said the N word, right? Isolation from everyday experiences, meaning that now she's unemployed. Now she's being a woman, you're already kind of isolated from a lot of like the dark, grungy parts of life now, due to social media. But now, as now you're becoming famous online, right? Albeit temporarily. You're going to start being isolated from real life experiences, right? And one of the real life experiences, guys, is seeing how the things you say affect people, right? However you feel about a word, however you feel about a slur, however you feel about this, and that, right? It's all fun and games online, right? But would you say that to a person in real life? Is it cool? Is it manly? Is it awesome? Is it based or whatever to say these words to a person in life, even if they don't care? It may be funny online, right? It's hilarious online sometimes. But in real life, would you say that to someone? And that's what it boils down to with this, right? Um, the thing is, yes, we do live in a country of free speech, right? But we don't live in a country free of social conventions and social rules. We have a history as a country, right? And we have social classes. We have, we're a low trust society with high trust, small high trust pockets, within neighborhoods, within uh, different locations in the country. So you using this word, it isn't about if you can use it. It isn't about freedom of speech. It's about the social consequences of this, right? You like some people say you can't alpha the state, right? And you can't charm your way out of something like this, right? Very few people can charm their way out of that. Donald Trump barely. So uh, when building her brand, right, she's building it on the back of these are the fans, right? And one of the tough things about making content and becoming an influencer is that you have to face your fans for once in a while, right? You'll do something dumb, you'll do something silly, you'll do something that goes against what you're advising on, right? Because a lot of influencers also plant their flag in the ground and say, "I'm awesome, I'm amazing, I'm this, I'm that," right? And then their behavior doesn't reflect it, and then they wonder why they don't have that same respect as another influencer who's maybe more humble, admits that he makes mistakes, admits that this was wrong, but continues on a path of like, hey, these are the core values of my channel, of my content, or whatever. And eventually, they become better people in general over the long haul because they understand, like, hey, I can't just say whatever and expect everyone to just go with it. Some from time to time, I have to play the game. The game is the game. I'm not better or above the game, right? So she thinks she's above the game. She is in her like I'm awesome era or I'm awesome phase. Nothing could touch me. This country is great. I have all these people. I even have black people supporting me and happy and all that stuff, right? But you're always gonna have to face your followers and admirers and stuff like that because what if there's so many things that could slash her brand in the day. I don't wish bad on anyone, right? But what if she slept with a black guy in her past? Some black guy's like, hey, I remember I made out with that chick at this party. And that's it. Like that's it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong or right with everyone has their preferences, but what if that is a possibility? There are lots of there's 50 the black people are 50%, 15% of the population, and she's a young attractive chick. Like there is a big possibility that happened, right? So now you're in this hole where like you better not, no one better find out if that happened. Now let's say it didn't happen, and she truly believes that the N word is okay to use and all that stuff. I dated a chick a long time ago, like a decade ago, who did say the N word, and she looked very similar to this girl, except she was brunette, right? Um, and when it comes down to uh, this, right, guys, I think this is an American thing. Guys really, uh, how should I word this? Guys really mistake attraction with convenience. There you go. Guys mistake attraction with convenience. Why all of a sudden out of nowhere there's so many men like thick women, which is a euphemism a lot of the times for fat women. Why? Right? It's because that's all there is. It's convenient. Like I don't want to do the work to meet a thin chick. I don't want to approach that girl in the gym. I don't want to go to a physical activity like salsa or rock climbing or a 5K to meet fit women. I want to just swipe on Tinder and meet whatever girl says yes. I'll take, and then I'll post on the internet how thick women are better because truly that's all you can get, right? And it's making necessity a virtue, right? So when one of the weird things that I've only seen this in the United States, right? One of the weirdest things that people do, men do, is that they're like, okay, I don't want to put in the work of being awesome enough to get women to drop all their prior beliefs and adopt mine. So I'll just adopt a woman that's like me. That way I don't have to prove to anyone or prove to her or try to get her to be on my program, right? Guys that have sex a lot and fuck understand that it doesn't matter what a girl is, whether she's liberal, conservative, they're still a woman, they're still solipsistic, they're still beholden to their biological imperatives, right? But they also know that once she feels genuine burning desire, she will convert. She will have what's called deep conversion, which is a term coined by Nick Krauser, or how we say it in the red pill, uh, genuine burning desire, right? Which I think that's worded coined by Rollo, right? That phrase, meaning that she says, "Hey, I don't care about the N word. I don't care about not the N word. I don't care about liberal, conservative. I just care about you, and I'll do anything or say anything or act anything or take your hobbies in, including your politics and ideologies and how you think, and just go with it. Because for me, it's more important that you're in my life than having beliefs." So it's very simple, guys. This is a very simple concept, but guys just don't see it. It's because, I guess it's an ego thing. Like, no, it's based that she says that. I'm like, no, dude, this isn't like the internet is not real life, right? You can't go around saying these words. It's dumb, right? We've seen how many times these conservative influencers get in trouble, say dumb stuff, and then go to jail or get canceled or do anything because, again, they thought they could overcome the society's social convention. Is it fair? Not really, but the game is the game. You don't get just because you're a hot chick, or rich or the world's most searched man on the internet or whatever. You don't get to overcome the public the court of public opinion. Sorry, you still have to be charming and likable to people, and at a minimum, not offend people in real life, even if you don't like them, right? Because there's a lot of people I don't like, and for the most part, I'm too busy to worry about race and any of that stuff in my life. I look to people I look to people that inspire me and are friends are cool in real life that I enjoy hanging around. I don't care about what this or that is doing, right? And if I do have a problem with it, I move. Basically, that's really the best thing you can do. Like, I move away from people that I don't like, and it solved that problem, right? But anyway, back to intersexual dynamics and why. Okay, so next thing is going to come is pressure to maintain image, meaning that she's maintaining her image right now as, hey, I'm not so bad, and I'm not crazy for saying that. So she has to go on all these shows, and she has to put on like, I'm just a normal girl. I don't see what I did wrong. Trying to play innocent and all that stuff, but in reality, it's not that it's right. Again, it's not right or wrong. It's not moral or immoral. The thing is that you broke the rules, right? You broke the societal conventions. You're not allowed to say that, no matter how pretty or young or whatever you are. Which I don't really. She looks like an ex I had during the pandemic, right? And it doesn't matter what you say. You broke the rules, and now you have to face the consequences, right? So right now, you see her here. She's defending her point, right? And then as time goes on, the pressure of what she said, it's not going to affect her positively, right? Hopefully she'll be all right, but it is what it is. All right. So on top of that, we have monetization of personal life, right? So now, that she was already doing this, and that's, hey, look at me cooking. And while she's cooking, getting ready, driving, all these like mundane experiences that kind of like, you don't really enjoy, but they're like very intimate, like cooking for yourself or getting ready, doing makeup. Everything has to be monetized now, right? So now her brand is, I am say the N word, and I say the FAG word, and I say things and all that stuff, right? And the reality is, just like how a lot of white dudes have a CUCK fantasy, a lot of girls that say these things also have a chocolate man fantasy, right? So I'm not saying anything. I personally do not prefer blonde women, right? And not a lot of guys my skin color don't. I think Dominicans we do. I mean, it has something to do with visas or something like that. I don't know, but you know, it we've seen it so many times in popular media and in online social media that hey, yeah, it could be a thing, you know, but who knows? Uh, and you know, mental health struggles too. Like I said, people that break societal conventions like this and so easily without giving it a second thought, like you know, maybe this word is a you know, I've seen so many people get beat up for this word, you know, and like videos, you know, it's not that's illegal. Beating up people for saying a word is illegal, and it's sad. It's you know not the right response, but it doesn't matter. You know, you can't negotiate with criminals. Criminals are going to commit a crime. They don't. You're not going to stop a criminal in the middle of a crime and be like, "Hey, let's talk about this." No, they're just going to commit the crime. So, if she becomes popular enough, you know, which she is tripling down, she's going to have to like face real world. In the real world, like she already got fired. Maybe she hated her job. You know, cool. She's a girl. She'll be fine. But now maybe people she might get recognized. You know, maybe she might be at a gym. Maybe she might be at a nightclub. Maybe she might be grocery shopping, right? And it may not be a physical altercation. It may just be people taking pictures of her, harassing her, you know, saying, "Hey, you're that." And it's not only going to be black people; it's going to be everyone, right? Because obviously, you know, white people have white guilt, and they want to fight, you know, for them, which you know, I guess is a thing. But yeah, ultimately, you don't want to be in that position, and she is. And surrounding influence, right? So right now she's no longer going to be interacting too much with low level people in her life. When I say low level, like regular people in her life, she's going to be pointing her attention and her goals towards big accounts, big people in media, and all that stuff. And they're all gonna, you know, like other influencers, they don't live in reality, and they all kind of like circle jerk and say, "You're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing." But like, um, you know, and real life is real life, right? However you think, whatever you do, right? However you feel, um, there are social rules, and if you break them, there are consequences. It doesn't matter what you think if they're right or wrong. It's not about morality. It's about what is, and what is this is that now you turn your life upside down over a 13-second TikTok video. You're doubling and tripling down, right? So I hope it's worth it, because from my perspective, it does not seem worth it. But anyways, guys, that's just like the big picture. Let's talk about intersexual dynamics again. Like I said before, men confuse convenience with attraction, and all that. When men see a girl that politically aligns with them, it gives them a lot. It's a sigh of relief. They don't have to like worry about vetting. They don't have to worry about anything like that. It just becomes this. It just becomes this easy. Oh, she agrees with me on everything. She's the same religion. She's the same thing as me. She has the same thoughts and beliefs, and that eventually ends up becoming, you know, to them an easy, you know, a girl they don't have to convince to like them as much, and they don't have, and they, you know, it's easy because they don't have to vet as much, right? That's one of the reasons guys get mad at me, because I say, and this is, you know, I'm always referencing Rhinestone's essays, 7-part essay or post, where we say vetting doesn't work. You know, like men want to control the universe, and a lot of these guys want to control the universe, right? So what ends up happening is, as time goes on, they meet a girl and they get screwed over, right? Like, you know, the girl is BPD or crazy or whatever, right? And then they're like, okay, F that. I'm gonna next time I'm gonna be more careful. You know, maybe he learns a little bit of intersexual dynamics, red pill, dating, game, whatever. Then he meets another girl. He's like, all right, let's see. I'm going to vet this girl down to her feet, like her toenails. Everything has to be perfect about a girl before I date her, right? And then, you know, he has his presupposed beliefs, his ideologies, his all this stuff, right? And he vets her perfectly. He finds the girl, it takes years, and he vets her perfectly. And then maybe he gets married or initiates a long-term relationship with her. And then it comes down to, hey, she turns out to be weird, psycho, bad. All these any of these things that come out after 6 months, right? After you vetting her, everything. So one of the things you must understand is that the psychology here is that men will clap like seals for any women that agree with them, that align with them, right? It's like Sam Hyde says in that video. Uh, it's it's sad to see that guys really need women to agree with them and stuff. Why? Why do you need your woman to agree with you? Why? It doesn't, like, you have your beliefs. Why do you need someone else to validate them? Your girl is not your best friend. Your girl is not the person you need to bounce off. To confirm your beliefs, right? It's super beta. Your girlfriend or your wife is your girlfriend or your wife. So, as you can see, most conservative men, no matter how much they lift weights, no matter how they think their beliefs define their masculinity and all that stuff, uh, they still have beta tendencies and blue pill kind of view of the world, perspective of the world, right? And one of the things guys have to learn over time is that your 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 beliefs, your ideologies, your religion, and all that stuff does not shield you from female nature. None of that does, right? Unless you live in a society where the religion or the social conventions force women or shame extremely, have extreme shame for women that don't conform to the norms, then you're on your own, and that's the biggest thing here. Um, we want to recruit conservative men online, want to recruit women to the cause. This fake cause where they think that if they talk enough and tweet enough and do social media posts enough, they will get their utopia that they want. They'll be one step closer. And like that post from Whisper, there's 4 things you have to remember. Let me see if I remember them off the top of my head. Is that they don't want to improve society for you. They want to improve it for their children. They want you to give up your life and your dreams and goals so they can have a better life for their children. And that's BS, right? Also, conservatives lost. They've lost a long time ago. So what makes you think they're going to win the rematch? Do you think they can N-word their way into winning the culture war? Is that how that works? Right? And not only that, it's now we have conservatives who are arguing about the morality of what she said online, and they're infighting already. So the future of the nation rests on who a woman that is possibly mentally ill, antisocial, right? Who she has sex with, right? Um, that's where we're at right now. Conservatives are losers, not in the colloquial sense, in the sense that politically they are losers. They will keep losing ground because of stuff like this, right? Because now one side has to make excuses for the other side, and only hyper charming and powerful men like Donald Trump can save them at this point, get them out of this stupid kind of quagmire of online opinions that they have, that they're sifting through, right? It's insane. And as a guy watching this, right, obviously we don't care. It's just interesting. I thought it was a good opportunity for a lesson in intersectional dynamics and why men, are falling to the feet to like worship this girl temporarily. Obviously, I don't see this, I don't see her offering much value to anyone, but it is the election year, so that's that. But when it comes down to it, guys, like you have to look at this from a point of what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is ultimately is that convenience makes is what convenience is men confuse convenience with attraction in their mind. Right. So me personally, any girl that I talk to or date or anything like that, I don't care about her politics. I don't care if she's pro this or anti this or blah blah blah. There's one thing you need to know. Like for I don't know if I could say it, but the A word, right? The unaliving babies. An example of that. Like a lot of guys would be like, I wouldn't date a girl who did that, or I wouldn't date a girl who's pro that. Okay, cool. All right. It does the issue here is that she's pro or anti that. The issue is here, would she word your babies herself? Does she have the genuine burning desire to be like, yeah, I'm pro this, but I want to have this man's baby? Right. And that's ultimately what it boils down to with these political women, these conservative women, the cake tits, the hot tub tits, and now we have the N-word tits. Like, ultimately all these women don't care about the ideology they are trying to spread or be a part of. They don't care. They care about one thing, and that's notoriety, clout, and a validation. Right? They don't care. That's all they are. And they will do anything for it. Almost anything. And as time goes on, they'll start slowly going back into touch with reality. Right? Cake tits might go to jail. Right? Hot tub tits is overweight, right? Like, it's okay. You know, a lot of men found her attractive, right? But she has a picture of her very thin and much more attractive in her Twitter profile, right? So she has to face the reality that she was once hot and now she's not, because she doesn't have the discipline to lose weight. She's trying to fool everyone into thinking, yeah, I'm hot, I'm super hot, blah, blah, blah. And then now we have this where it's a girl who's like, her life is turning upside down. She still doesn't, I guarantee you, she doesn't know if it's for the better or for worse, right? She just knows that everything changed because of a 13-second TikTok. And, you know, doesn't care. It's all for clout. It's all for cheap clout. You know, there's people online that are putting in good work to give people solutions. They stay in their lane, right? They're doing social commentary and all that. And I have no problem with people that do social commentary. Like me personally, I don't care. But what I do care about is that when I'm doing an informational stuff that could save a guy's mental health, you know, that put him in a position so he can win with women and win at life, that someone that's doing social commentary or entertainment, you know, is trying to tell me that I'm wrong. And I'm like, okay, well, like, where's your body of work? How many people have you helped besides, you know, doing anything, whoring yourself out for engagement, right? So anyways, guys, I'll leave you with this clip, and thanks again. Hold on, we got Red Jacobs. I actually did date an extremely racist chick once, like unironically KKK level. Jesus Christ. Whole time I thought she was just super edgy. Plus she was dumb hot though, so I ignored it. Memories. Yeah, good times. I think every black guy has a I think you're black, right, Fred? I think every black guy has a story of dating a racist white chick, you know? At this point, I think maybe Dark Knight Dev, if he was here, I'd ask him too. Like, I think yeah, it's you know, it's almost like I expect this next thing, but we'll see. X Runner, Nuke, I have to write you an ELP for nuking the stream. I was giving very convincing orders. ELP and what's ELP stand for? Oh, you mean the dragon ship? Okay. I guess just she was Mexican and German. Her Mexican side was super rape. My German side was actually chill. Yeah, Latinos. Yeah, we're pretty. Latinos are pretty bad in terms of that stuff. We just keep it. We keep it. You know, we don't make content about it. We just, you know, we talk about it behind closed doors and all that stuff. Oh, emergency operation procedure. I see. Awesome. Yeah. All right, guys. That's all I have for today. Try to keep these short. Thank you for tuning in, Fred. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Just wanted to share this with you guys. And later on, guys, we will Sunday. We'll talk. I'll have a topic soon, and we'll talk. And then I'll talk to you guys later.
Oh my God, sweetie, let's go watch Netflix and give me some pussy. I agree with you so much. Just do that. Come on, man. Save yourself some trouble. Stop fucking thinking that women, this is part of the women hide wars, just to charge you extra for this. You can donate right now, PayPal@alienmode@gmail.com. If this advice saves your life, the women advice is worth thousands of dollars. I'm keeping that one under wraps. Women, stop fucking thinking that you need your woman to like align with you completely. Because you know who's gonna align with you completely? A man. A man with Asperger's.